Hi there. My name is Tim Joseph from the Mayo Clinic, here with Dr. John Harold, Professor of Medicine at Cedars-Sinai. Today we're going to discuss a little bit about advocacy. Dr. Harold, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here at the Legislative Conference. This is actually the 26th year of Ledge Conferences. We had the 25th anniversary in 2016, and it really is a personal privilege to have actually participated in the majority of those meetings. It gives an opportunity for members to come to Congress and give our voice and express the patient voice.
So you've really been involved in advocacy at every level, from your local, Southern California, all the way to the global stage going to Geneva. Tell us just a little bit about your history and how you got involved in advocacy.
Well, I trained at Mount Sinai for internal medicine in New York City from 1979 to 1982 under the tutelage of Richard Gorlin, who, as you know, was a very prominent cardiologist. Many of the ACC's early leaders were at Mount Sinai, so I became interested in the ACC during my residency and attended my first ACC meeting in March of 1985 in Atlanta, Georgia. So when I relocated to Southern California, I met Dr. Jeremy Swan, who had been a past president of the college, and he strongly recommended I get involved with the state chapter activities. So as a fellow, I started being active with the California state chapter, and really from 1980s up until the present time, I've been active in the California state chapter. And I was originally a chapter governor and had the privilege of chairing the board of governors, and then, as you mentioned, becoming president of the college.
So with your experience, what is the best way for us as fellows in training to get involved even while we're in fellowship?
Well, I think my example is applicable to most of the nation. Just contact your local state chapter and get involved with your chapter activities. Almost every chapter, all the chapters are present at this meeting, and almost all of the chapters have FITS committees, and the FITS are really intimately involved because they are the future of our profession. So we feel they are critically important not only to be at this meeting, but also to be active in advocacy activities in the state. And all politics is local, as Tip O'Neill used to say, and advocacy begins at home, and fellows can make a big difference not only in their home institution, but in their home state.
Perfect. One other question. When we're talking about advocacy in the ACC, we've also got the PAC here. Can you just talk to us about how that all fits together?
Well, the college has been involved in advocacy activities since its founding. This really came into a sharper focus in 1965 with the passage of Medicare. But by the 1990s, it was clear that we needed to get more directly involved in advocacy activities and really considered the creation of a political action committee. So following the 50th anniversary of the college created a 501c6 organization, which allows us to get involved in advocacy and lobbying activities directly. And that was the creation of our Political Action Committee back in 2001. So the Political Action Committee has been in existence for 16 years and allows us to directly, through the Political Action Committee, raise funds so that we can have our voice heard in the halls of Congress and with our legislators. And by supporting the PAC, it's given us access to not only Congress, but access to the executive branch and other parts of government. We had the privilege of hearing from Francis Collins from the NIH this morning, which really was an astounding talk. And part of our success has been through our Political Action Committee in just making ourselves visible in all parts of the federal government.
Another question for you. What was the impact of Medicare legislation on the Political Action Committee?
Well, of course, President Johnson signed legislation into law in 1965. But really beginning in the 80s, it became clear to the college the importance of actually being on the Hill and being able to impact some of the downstream implications of legislation. And President Susan Nobel, who came from Indiana, was the president in 1982, 1983, and she testified in Congress at the Ways and Means Committee. And of course, her legacy continues to this day with the election of Dr. Minnow Walsh from Indiana. Again, another president who will make an impact in advocacy, as you heard this morning.
For more videos like this, please go to YouTube/FitsOnTheGo.